anytime we go out.
This is At Large Auteur, and welcome to another vinyl recommendation. Today I'm going to be talking about Toro Y Moi, Mahal. And I don't really have too much to say about this album, but after hearing it, it was just too good for me not to recommend. He's currently selling this on vinyl, so please go and check it out and support him, selling on his online store. I don't really know much about this artist, so I had to look him up on Wikipedia, and he's someone who started back in 2010. And this is, just to tell you the genre, this is not a rap album, it's a psychedelic funk album. Kind of classic rocky. You can tell he is trained in jazz, but very strange. It's kind of like has a Grateful Dead, Steppenwolf, Pink Floyd, like Parliament kind of sound to it. Sounds very vintage. He's someone I first discovered on Flamagra when I had listened to the Flying Lotus album. And I liked the track with him, and I know Lotus wouldn't include anyone on an album with him if they weren't capable. And then I saw that he was on Kenny Beats. So any non-rapper Kenny Beats has on his show is usually pretty talented, like Thundercat or Mac DeMarco. So he definitely has my attention, and this album is just so smooth. I don't condone drug use, but I couldn't think of a better album to just take a psychedelic to and just completely relax. It is so detailed in its like vintage sound. Like I said, it's kind of like some Grateful Dead stuff, super good vibes. It's kind of campy, but I don't want to use that in a negative or cheesy way. It's very clean sounding. I just mean campy as in it's like a classic familiar sound, but he does some interesting stuff in it. I really like some of the vintage audio work he does. Like he uses some really cool like underwater sounding filters that almost sounds like some effects you'd hear for like more of a movie. A lot of the songs feel like they kind of come to like an iris or a needlehead and then expand out again. He has a lot of starting and stopping, which I enjoy. A lot of intricate intro and outros. Great guitar work. Kind of reminds me of like a Terry Gilliam soundtrack. Salami Rose Joe Lewis was on this album, which is really interesting. My favorite tracks were The Medium, Goes By So Fast, Postman, and Mississippi. He has a really funny intro for Postman. And Mississippi is like a nice southern funk rock song, kind of like almost a My Morning Jacket, but way more interesting, way more talented. It's interesting to see him go such a classic like psychedelic funk route with this instead of trying to go the more like progressive jazz route that a lot of people have been going, to progressive R&B. I feel like with people like Anderson .Paak and Kamasi Washington and Thundercat and Corey Henry and Jacob Collier, a lot of people are going more to the prog side. So it's nice to see a jazz artist just make like a nice classic rock funk album. And it's just so entertaining, so like pure. I just wholeheartedly recommend this album. I really can't imagine anyone not enjoying this. So nothing bad to say about Toro Y Moi. I think he has a really good sound on this. He's put a very solid band together. And just great vibes. Like, I can't see someone having a bad trip listening to this album. It's just so nice. So that's what I have to say. This one's just a genuine recommendation. Please go check this out. It's sitting at far too few views for the quality of project that this is. So definitely go and check out Toro Y Moi, Mahal.